Hello my little gems and welcome back to my channel. So before we get into videos, quick do the old spill. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment down below if you of what you think of how I'm getting on with my little spring dragon from Diamond Art Club, and if please give me a big thumbs up if you like this video. I'll still get the spill all gobbledygook, don't I? So yeah, so this is part 2 of 3 little spring dragons. So yeah, really excited to begin on. So let's change the angle and see how far we could get this week. Okay, right, so I'm on the last section of my little spring dragon from Diamond Art Club, and I ran out of 775, which is this light blue that's right here. And as you can see, I've got all these J's here that I needed to, obviously, that wouldn't have got covered. So I looked for all my spare drills, could not find any 775s, and I was like, oh dear, I'm not going to be able to finish this. So I thought, right, I'm going to look for my spares and see what other colours I've got. What, any other light blues? So I found these 3, and they were all slightly different, not quite the same as this blue. That was quite frustrating. And then I found an 828, which, as you can see, match dead on. So it shows that if you're short on a colour, check your other colours, because you might be able to find something that is extremely close or the same but in a different colour, because all like colours, DMCs, different, like different batches of each colour drills, they can come out different shades depending on the dye lots and everything. And it just works out that my 828s that I've got here match perfectly, which is, I am thankful for. It means I can, like, well, hopefully I won't run out of another colour. So yeah, so I can actually finish this. As you can see, them two together, they are, let me just zoom in and show you. As you can see, they match exactly. You'd think they were actually 775 or less, or I got 775s mixed up somehow, but I don't think they were. I'm pretty good at putting them back in the right thingies. So, but yeah, pleased that I managed to find something that matches. It saved a lot of, like, trying to find, you know, another colour or colour that wasn't quite the same and having to use that. I don't know that I could, because I did get this kit from Diamond Art Club, I can message them and say I'm short of this colour, and apparently they do send them out and everything, but then I'd have to wait however long for them, and I just didn't want to wait, to be honest, because it can be a bit of a pain. But yeah, I'm glad that I did manage to find a colour that is exactly the same. Just makes life a little bit easier. So I did have another flare up the other week, which is quite annoying, you know, of me tummy. Those of you been with me a while will know that obviously I suffer endometriosis, and I had another flare up with my tummy. Like 2 J's. I missed 2 J's. And I had another flare up, so I went back to the doctor and asked them for if I can go and get a scan, because it's been years since I got a scan. And also I found that my painkillers that I was on wasn't really like hitting the pain, and I was still in a lot of pain even with taking the painkillers, the tramadol. So the doctor prescribed me Oromorph, like for the bad pain days, and I explained a bit worried about like having to take something like that's that strong, because obviously that's how addiction could start and everything. So, but the doctor understood and everything. She listened to me and everything, and she said, and obviously she checked my prescription history, and like she saw that I didn't actually like get loads and loads of tramadol and was getting through it quicker, and she noticed that like I'll get like for how much I could get, I get like 1% of what I could actually get. So tramadol actually lasts me a very, very long while. You know, I only ever used to take it when I really needed to. She saw that, obviously I was aware about everything, because obviously you've got to be careful these days. It's so easy, you know. So she said, well, if you're that worried, she said, I do personally think you need something stronger. So she said, like, but if you're that worried, what I'll do, I'll just prescribe you a small bottle instead of a big bottle. And then, like, because then that way, in like, when you have a smaller bottle, you think to yourself, small bottle don't have much, but big bottle you have loads. And so then with a small bottle, you're more self-conscious about how much you're taking and all stuff like that, because you don't want to run out. And so, you know, so that's what she did. She prescribed me a small bottle, and she said, but if you do get worried or find that you're taking a bit too much than you think you should be and everything else, she said, so she said, you're more than welcome to come back and everything, like, come back and see me whenever you want. Honestly, it's absolutely fine. So yeah, she's really, really good, that doctor. She listened and everything, because not always doctors listen to you, which, you know, I know they're stretched and everything, but, you know, sometimes I think half these problems I've got now, if the doctors actually listened to me, I might have been all right. You know, if the doctors listened to me in the first place, when I kept telling them I'm in pain, what is this pain? There's something not right. And maybe they might have actually listened to me instead of saying, look what I've just done. Get in the hole. And yeah, like I said, if she actually listened to me, no, not that doctor, sorry. If the other doctors, all these doctors, like, I kept saying, I'm in pain, there's something wrong, this isn't right, you know. If they actually listened to me in the first place, then maybe I need to change the tip, because it's driving me bonkers. Oh, let's get a bit of washi tape. If you find your tip is not staying in your pen, get a bit of washi tape, get your washi tape, wrap it around the end, stick it in the hole, and there you go. It's all nice and secure now. So, yeah, I kept asking, you know, I kept telling doctors, there's something not right. I shouldn't be in pain like this. This is not normal pains. And they just kept telling me it was stress. It's just stress. And it was always female doctors though, which was the annoying thing. And because I kept requesting to see a female doctor, and they just wouldn't listen to me. I'm thinking, you're female, you're meant to believe, like, no, it sounds really sexist, don't it? And, you know, I'd say to these female doctors, something's not right, I'm in pain. And they kept telling me, it's stress. There was a couple of male doctors as well, actually. And they never believed me. And this went on for a good few years. And then I finally, actually, because like when you see a doctor like with the NHS, normally you just get like sent in with any random doctor, like not actually your doctor that you're assigned to. And it took me actually, and I finally one day I happened to see my doctor. And I'd never met him before and everything. And I went in there, he said, oh, what can I do? What can I help? You know, how can I help you today? And I said to him, look, I keep coming, and no one's listening to me. I'm in pain. I shouldn't be in pain and everything, but nobody's listening to me. And so he said, right, okay. He said, well, I'm listening to you. And I described the pain and everything. And I said, they keep telling me it's in my head, but I know it's not in my head. I know it's not just because I need to do relaxation techniques and everything. I said, this pain is just, I just don't know what it is, but I know something's not right, but no one's listening to me. And he said, right, okay, we'll do an examination and everything. And like, so he examined me. He said, right, I went in here. They don't just examine you and everything. They, if it's a male doctor, they have to get a chaperoning and everything, because obviously, you know, male doctor, female patient. And so he examined me and everything, and he said, no, you're right. And he asked me when my latest monthly was, and I said, I've just I was already explained to him. He said, are you sure you've just finished? I went, yeah, I've just literally finished. I said, yesterday. So I was like, okay. He said, well, you can get, he goes, have you done a pregnancy test? I said, well, can't be, because I've just, you know, finished my monthly. And he said, well, you can still like get pregnant, have monthlies when you're pregnant. I went, okay then. He said, well, we'll do a test and everything. He said, but what we'll also do is send you for a scan and check everything down there to make you know, just to make sure everything's all right down there and everything. He said, because I believe you that this pain is real. And he said, there's definitely something there. He goes, it feels like you're pregnant because I can feel something. But like you said, you just come off, so right, we'll send you and get checked up and everything and all this and that and blood tests and everything else. I said, okay, then not a problem. So when I had the scan and everything, and she said, have you been in pain? I went, yeah, I've been in pain for years. The doctor was never believed me until this last doctor. And she said, you won't, and she said, right. I said, why? I said, what is it? I said, I'm not pregnant, am I? I said, I know I'm not pregnant. It's definitely not pregnancy. She said, no, you're definitely not pregnant. And I said, it's something else, isn't it? It's definitely something. She said, yes. She says, you have 2 massive cysts on each of your ovaries. So you got 1 on each. And they're huge. They should not be this side. This is dangerous. She said, how long have you been telling them you've been in this pain? I went, years. I said, but they wouldn't believe me. I said, I've been, even female doctors just would not believe me. And so she said, right, okay, right, the size of these cysts, they're too big. They're dangerous. She said, so make sure you go and see your doctor tomorrow. And I'm going to fax these, not email them, not get someone else to do them or anything. I'm going to do this myself, so it's there at the doctor's as soon as you walk into that doctor's surgery in the morning and see them, and it's there ready for them. because obviously this is extremely dangerous and you need to get these removed as soon as possible. And literally I went straight back and I said to the receptionist, I need to see Dr. Jesser ASAP. And I obviously went up, sat down and everything, got seen. And he said, I can't believe how big these are. And he literally rang the hospital, rang the gynecology department at the hospital and sent me straight to the hospital. He told me not to go home to get stuff or anything. He said you could go straight up that hospital because this is dangerous. He goes, I can't believe how big these are. This is crazy. He said, I had an inkling this is what it could be. But obviously I didn't want to go scaring you because obviously this is something, you know, it is major because if they burst, it's life-threatening. So he was like, right, get yourself straight to the hospital, straight away and everything. And he was brilliant. He rang the hospital and everything and got me there and, you know, so I did. I went straight to the hospital and everything. And then I wasn't like, I just drove us straight to the hospital because it was like the next town over. And yeah, they were brilliant. And then after a few hours, I'm like, went to the nurses and I said, I've got a problem. I drive here myself and my car's in the car park. It's going to cost me a fortune and everything. And she said, oh, don't worry about it. We'll write you a note and you go and put it in your car and everything. And she goes, how are you going to get your car home? I said, oh, my family will come up and get me. And because my ex was a bit, you know, he was useless. He wasn't the most supportive of exes. Because like when I got some year, I think I'm pretty sure I told this story before. I got admitted and they gave me some form of painkiller. I think it might be codeine on its own. And he came up and everything, and it happened to be like dinner time. So I sat there and I was eating. And I said, I don't feel very well. And he said, oh, don't be a drama queen. I went, honestly, I said, I do not feel it. He went, oh, stop trying to get attention and that. And I was like, can you please get the nurse? I said, I really don't feel very well. I feel I'm going to faint. I feel really dizzy. And he was like, oh, I'll go and get the nurse then because you're a drama queen and you're trying to get attention just because you're in hospital. And literally, he walked up to the nurses, and before he could even tell the nurses, one was already watching me. And the next thing I knew, because I just like went to put my head on my hands, and the next thing I knew, I was on the floor. And literally, next thing I knew, I was laying on the floor, looking up at a load of nurses. And then they turned around to me and said, what are you doing down there, you silly mare? You know, trying to make light of the situation. Because obviously it's embarrassing when like, if you pass out and everything. But yeah, I passed out. That's how rough I felt. And my ex did not believe me. And she said, I clocked you starting to like, she said you went deathly pale. And I clocked you and I just thought, right, I'm just going to watch you for a second. And she said, I saw you starting to go. And literally, I came over and just grabbed your head. You know, she said, that's the most important for her. It's just protecting your head. So we literally came over and grabbed your head so you could go without hitting your head. And she said, literally, I see you go. And she's, you know, they're brilliant at the hospital. The hospital shut down now, though, which is a shame. But yeah, it was because it was one of the old hospital style buildings. And like, they seem to have outgrown their purpose, which is such a shame because the old style hospitals are beautiful. So, so yeah, They're really good, but I didn't have my operation then. They said, right, we're gonna send you home, and I had to wait a little while for another one next operation. I think I had to wait 2 weeks. They signed me off. They said, we do not want you working with this because any strain or anything could like make them burst or whatever. So, but no, they were brilliant, and you know, but now, like, when I have an operation, they always do it by keyhole surgery. But then, I think because they're so big, they want to preserve them, get them, they want to get them tested anyway. But I think because they're so big, they want to keep them in one. I don't know, they might have actually kept them or something, you know, for research or something like that, because they don't always get them that size. They have had them bigger than that, you know. One was 10 centimetres. So, one was, let me zoom out. So, this is my ruler. So, one was this big. And one was that big, 12 centimetres. That is how big they was. They were massive. And the doctors couldn't believe it. They said they were 10 to 12 centimetres on the scans, but we didn't believe them. And obviously, that's why we cut you right open, because of the size they were meant to be. And we wanted to obviously take them all out in one. And they couldn't believe it. Absolutely couldn't believe the size of them. But sadly, because obviously where it took so long for them to diagnose me and everything, that's where, because of that, that's why I can't have children, because all the damage they did. One is basically, I still got the ovary, but it is beyond, it is, I basically, I don't think it's doing anything. And then the other one, on the other side, the ovary's fine, but the cysts had destroyed the fallopian tube. So, yeah, it's a shame there wasn't some magical way they could attach the other ovary to the other, you know, to the good fallopian tube, but they can't. It's just such a shame. It's just sad, really. So, but hey ho, that's just life. It's made me stronger for it, and I'm not with that horrible person now. I'm with a wonderful man who supports me through thick and thin and everything. And every time I said I'm in too much pain, I need to go to hospital, he knows that I know my body, and yeah, he instantly takes me there. No questions asked, and he's wonderful, my husband. Absolutely wonderful. So yeah, right. I've been jabbering on for 22 minutes now. So I'm going to cut and yeah, I'll show you. Carry on for a bit, okay? So my little Spring Dragon Z is done. I'm really sorry this took me a few weeks to load up. From the other one, I did get some, I can't remember now, but there was reasons or something. I can't remember. Things are just crazy at the minute. I don't know. I just don't seem to have as much time to do like videos and everything. So that's why and then I just don't want to start stressing and thinking, right, I'm going to get loads and loads of videos. Like, I need to do this, I need to do that. So I've been like, right, if I can only get one video up this week, then I only get one video up this week. You know, people understand, you know, work full time, have busy lives, don't we? You know, I can't afford to quit work just for YouTube. I'd love to, but I can't. But yeah, so this is my Spring Little Dragon Z. Absolutely love how it's come out. One little question for you guys. Some of you guys out there are like Diamond Art Club experts. Why is most of their diamonds one way? And by what I mean, like, you know, you have the two types of facets. Some of you have the square, some of you have the diamond shaped facets. And most of their drills, I've noticed, are like the diamond shape. You do get some square on, but most of them are the diamond shaped facets at the front, you know. So you got your drill, and then you got the diamond, and you've got the rest of the cuts, instead of like you got this your drill and it's a square cut. And yeah, so just curious, because I know they do now produce their own and everything, and I was just wondering if like they're not quite getting them mixed up enough at the real factory, or if it's just like, it's not bad or nothing, don't get me wrong, you know, it doesn't bother me, but I was just curious, that's all. You know, they do have some square on, but not as many. So I'm just curious, no hate or nothing towards Diamond Art Club, I'm just curious, that's all. So yeah, so let me know down in the old, below in the old comments, because I'm just curious to see why they only, you know, mainly have one shape facet, mainly, instead of both. So yeah, so Diamond Art Club experts out there, let me know, be interested to know. So yeah, so that is it for this video. Apologies again about the delay in uploading the last part of this. Things have just been a little bit crazy, really has been. So yeah, but I absolutely love how it's come out, really pleased with it, and this was a really good price. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on their sales section if you're on a tight budget and you want to get more money, more bang for your buck. That's what I tend to do, you know. If I'm on, like, if I do have a bit of extra cash to get myself a Diamond Art Club order directly from them, then I will look at the sales section and see what I can get more and get for my money. But it has to be things I like as well. If it's things I don't like, then there's no point me buying stuff. It has to be things I do like, I will enjoy doing it. If it's something that I know it's going to be completely crazy, then I'm not going to enjoy it. Right, so yeah, so that is it for my little spring dragon. Thank you ever so much for watching. Please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, comment down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I really appreciate it. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Bye everyone.